Character evolution for a professional wrestler is so important. It's underrated in the grand scheme of what people talk about on a day-to-day basis. A lot of times we're caught up in what happens in between the ropes, the moves, the psychology, the holds, the high spots. But at the end of the day, every professional wrestler who makes it to the top of the business has one thing in common. It's the common denominator, and that is the evolution of their character. Go down the list, man. Start The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Mick Foley, The Rock. They've all evolved. John Cena, he was a rapper at one point. You know what I mean? So this is something that's super important. This is something that we've seen Daniel Bryan do. We've seen Daniel Bryan do this now multiple times. And this new evolution of his character is so important moving forward. And we saw that last night on SmackDown Live, December 4th, 2018 edition. My name is Jay Leto. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube. This is the PWP Nation YouTube platform at pwpnation.com. I appreciate your support. And listen, tonight we're going to talk quickly about Daniel Bryan and what he's doing to move his character ahead, similar to that of wrestling's greatest of all time. Now, when you have a character that gets stale, that stops working, you need to deviate direction, whether it's a change of look, catchphrase, music, and most importantly, the total overall development of the character. Now, when you look at Daniel Bryan, you see this babyface underdog type of guy. We've seen him for a long time fight from behind. We've seen him overcome adversity time and time again. How many times were they going to tell this story? What they did was took a chance here. And it's something that they don't do a lot of the time. There's not a lot of chances taken in the WWE anymore in the creative department. They're squared into like this weird box, They're stuck. But in this case, from all indications, Daniel Bryan wanted this opportunity to work as a heel. Vince McMahon mulled it over. With everything going on right now, all the injuries, this tragic scenario with Roman Reigns that, at the end of the day, I think it's going to end up being uplifting. But all this stuff happening, Becky Lynch getting hurt, pulling the trigger, the proverbial trigger, on a Daniel Bryan heel turn is something that nobody really saw coming. I didn't see it coming. You didn't see it coming. But it was absolutely necessary. Freshens things up. SmackDown felt completely different last night. Okay? And this starts from Daniel Bryan's promo in the middle of the show. And overall, the show was excellent. But you take Daniel Bryan out of that equation, and this show is a dud. It's a failure. It's Monday Night Raw from the previous night. Going along with the great matches that surrounded this segment, Miz TV, I'm talking about Miz TV, Daniel Bryan was able to take his character that we saw a brief glimpse of, the new Daniel Bryan, from a 2 to a 10. From a 2 to a 10. We weren't quite sure what he was going to do, how he was going to, he's been pretty much silent, how he was going to really move forward with this. Now, I've seen some criticism of this Daniel Bryan character, seeing how WWE is portraying, a man who says, don't eat meat. It's bad for the environment. Don't drink out of plastic water bottles. Terrible for the atmosphere. And he's being portrayed as a bad guy. And that's what he questioned last night on SmackDown Live. He says he kicked one man, one time, in the groin, once. Okay? That's what he said. Why does that make him a bad guy? WWE is portraying it this way because, listen, at the end of the day, they have corporate beliefs. And in Vince McMahon's head, his corporate belief is that all this propaganda and mumbo-jumbo coming out of Daniel Bryan's mouth is bullshit. And it's all crap. And it's fake news. That's what Vince McMahon thinks. Okay, we think differently. We know science backs all this stuff up. And Daniel Bryan's right. However, what he's doing is he's taking this 2 characters, the 2, and he's making it a 10. And only the best in the business can do this. A guy like Jericho could do this, like that. No problem. That's another great example of somebody who's evolved. Always changes look. Always changes demeanor. Always changes his character, his direction, his platform. Wants different things. Wants to evolve. Wants to move forward. Here's to a glorious heel run for Daniel Bryan, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I wanted out of Bryan. This is what I wanted to see. Something awesome, something new, something unique. A challenge for the return of Daniel Bryan. His match with Brock Lesnar Survivor Series was fucking fantastic. Okay? And we're going to see a lot more fantastic matches from one of the best wrestlers on the face of the earth and one of the best of all time. Guys, my name is Jay Leto. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it more than you know. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't and support us over at pwpnation.com. Find all of those links in the description for what we're doing at PWP Nation. You can support on Patreon, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you want to follow and show your support. I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.